My name is Chanel, but my siblings just call me Miles. My name is based off the character Chanel Oberlin Kahn from Scream Queens. It's one of my favorite shows in the world. Kahn is my house name. I'm not up and coming or anything like that. I do behind the scene things for my house. One day I'll hit that runway and serve the girls. I'm not originally from New York. I came to the city at 17 to be a dancer. I've been classically trained in ballet, modern, jazz, and any other popular style of dance since the age of 3. Dance has taken me all over the world and allowed me to meet so many people from many walks of life. I've also been able to travel because I live and love fashion. Getting to meet and work with so many celebrity stylists and artists was great until the pandemic happened. Like, girl, we were on a roll. The world was changing literally right before our eyes. I was in my early 20s when I had to put the ballet slippers down after contracting HIV from my first serious boyfriend. Though that time was tough, it allowed me to explore other passions of mine while learning to live with HIV. I haven't had many boyfriends, especially since becoming HIV positive, but I have recently found myself in one of those open relationships with a cute guy. We've had what can be a hard discussion at times about my status. It's gone well, but we never put any rules or boundaries on the rest of our relationship. Recently, he told me that he got tested and it came back positive for an STI. Luckily, it's one that can be treated with some pills and no sexual encounters for some days. Let me tell you about my first STI, honey. In hindsight, I handled it well. I went to get tested, and when it came back positive for gonorrhea, I had to gather myself quickly. I had gotten the results while I was out in public and had to keep my composure. Couldn't have a meltdown in the middle of the street. I took immediate action by contacting my doctor's office right away to schedule an appointment to see what could be done. I got a hold of my doctor and was told to come in and see the nurse to get treatment. I breathed the biggest sigh of relief. I made some changes from that point on. Regardless if I'm in a long-term relationship or not, I will be getting tested on a regular basis. The second change was being able to have open, transparent conversations with anyone I'd be sharing my body with. I need to develop some boundaries and feel comfortable asking preliminary questions like, are you on PrEP? And when's the last time you've been tested? Getting back to my guy. We needed to have a talk. Like, yeah, we're seeing other people, but if we're going to be seeing each other seriously, we need to lay down some ground rules. Though he isn't HIV positive, he's not on PrEP either. Sometimes I feel like he doesn't take this as seriously as I do. I won't say he's had more sexual encounters than I have, and I'm not shaming. I guess I feel like you can't be your best self if you're not taking care of your sexual health. We were able to talk and have a constructive, open, and transparent conversation. We determined the most important people in our relationship are he and I. And that's something to keep in mind if you're finding yourself in an open relationship or considering one. Open relationships require open conversations. We talked about using forms of protection when we're out doing things with other guys. We also talked about PrEP and other ways to be safe for each other. I remember the way I felt finding out about my HIV diagnosis. I don't want him to ever have to go through anything like that, especially when it could be avoided by protecting himself. I wish I had established that sense of trust with the person I contracted HIV from. I wished he was able to have had that conversation with me. It would be years before I could move past the physical and emotional trauma becoming HIV positive put me through. Now I know that respect and trust in others starts with yourself. And honey, that's a lesson we all can learn.